Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Paste Studios. We're live now with Jonathan Scales. Jonathan, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Congratulations are in order. Pillar is out now in the world. It's out on Rope-A-Dope Records, which is your fourth. Am I telling the truth?
This is my fifth album, I believe. I'm losing track.
Well, clearly me too,
album.
but congratulations on that. And so you're going to do 3 songs from Pillar for us today. Can you tell us what you're going to do first?
Yes. Oh, also it's the 6th album. I just realized that just now. So the first song we're going to do is track number 5 from the new album. It's a tune called Focus Poem, and on the record it features Bela Fleck. Bela Fleck cannot be here today with us, but
He was here not that long ago. Bela and Abby came through.
Bela and Abby were here. That's right. I saw that one.
Yeah.
So very happy to be here. This is Focus Poem. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Thank you guys. That sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for braving the storm and coming out here, hauling all this stuff up here and making these sounds, man. It's beautiful.
It was fun. And actually, right before we came here, we actually ran maybe like 15 minutes from here, and we did a cameo in a video. I don't know if we can talk about it yet, but it's you know the guys that do auto-tune the news and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gregory brothers. We just made a cameo in a Gregory brothers video, like right before we ran here.
Nice.
No, so it was fun.
Busy day today. Busy day tomorrow. I know you guys are going to be going up to Hudson to Club Helsinki tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow in Hudson, and then Burlington, Vermont the next night, and then Bridgeport, Connecticut on Sunday. And then Philly on Monday.
Yeah, Johnny Brenda's on Monday.
That's right.
Cool. Well, enjoy. You guys have your hands full. Drive safe through all this. Can you talk? So you're talking a little bit about your connection with Bela Fleck earlier. Can we talk about the incredible cast of characters that you assembled who guest on Pillar?
Sure. Before I get into that, I'll talk about the incredible cast of guests that I have.
Please do.
Right here. On the bass, we have my good friend Elon JD.
Right.
Who's a good friend of mine. Great human being. Great bass player. And to my left, we have my friend Mason Guidry from the Philly area.
Right.
So this has been my team. This is my little army. And also, shout out to Harrison, my tour manager back there.
All right.
Clap for yourself, Harrison. Yes, but okay. So on the record, we do have a lot of guests that we're very honored to be playing with because they've influenced what we do so much, including Bela Fleck, Victor Wooten, O.T.O. Burbridge, Weedy Brema, the great djembe player of our time, Mono Neon, he's on tour with Ghost Note right now, Sean Martin from Snarky Puppy, Christian Scott is on there.
Yeah.
The great
He came through. He did one of
Christian,
these.
I saw
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That.
About
Christian
a year
Scott's
ago.
on there.
Yep.
Jeff Coffin from Dave Matthews Band's on it, and so many people. Is there anybody else? I think I said Victor, Mono Neon, O.T.O., Bela, Jeff Coffin. I think that's I think we got them.
Well, dude, it sounds the arrangement that you guys are playing with here today. I mean, I saw that that video that you guys did in the glass shop. Is that out public? Is it?
It is
in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, that glass shop in Asheville, North Carolina was just gorgeous. I loved that one. This is the same group was playing in that
Lexington
video, right?
Glassworks. Shout out to Lexington Glassworks on
Yeah.
Lexington Avenue. Go there to buy all your glass needs.
Well, I'm looking forward to diving more deeply into Pillar. I have not had a huge exposure to it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, what you guys are doing here today is something extraordinary, and I'm looking forward to diving more deeply into the album. And hopefully, I get a chance to see you guys out in the wild playing a show one of these days.
Yes, and also before we go on even more, last time we did a live stream, I got some really mean comments from the other musicians that some guys like to call themselves the not so special guests. So we're gonna call them that right now because they deem themselves that. But Jacob Rodriguez, if you're listening. So we had a host of amazing players that I treat as part of our ensemble. We had our own orchestra with violins by Matt Williams, Franklin Keel on the cello. We have tons of saxophone players, trumpets, all kinds of stuff. Justin Ray on the trumpet. So many shout outs, but they're all amazing. They're all in the liner notes, but I wanted to take 1 second to give them out because I never shout them out.
There's nothing too nasty in the comment section yet, so I'm not sure that they saw
It's
it yet.
coming.
But good. Yeah. Well, no, not now. Not now. They got that shout out.
All right.
Yeah. It's good. Well done.
Thank you.
So you're doing 3 songs off of Pillar today, and can you tell us what you're gonna do second?
The next tune we're going to do is a tune called Cry. And I always tell people that, to me, 2017 was a really tough year. A lot of crazy things happening in my life. We won't, get too far down that. This is not a therapy session. This is the Paste session.
It can be, dude. This is a platform for whatever you want.
So it's therapy enough just to play this music. But 2017 was a really tough year for me, and a lot of music came out of that year, including Focus Poem. Actually, all tunes that we're doing today came out of that period that was really tough. And this represents that in one word, and it's called Cry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Can we talk a little bit about your? I mean, you're one of, if not the guy, pushing the steel pan forward in and using it in ways that maybe nobody has ever heard before. I've never heard it used in the way that you're using it right now. My question, I guess, is when you're using it to in the voice of what a piano might normally occupy or what horns might normally occupy, what does that process look like for you? Is there a lot of pen and paper and math, or is it something that just intuitively makes sense, or what does it look like?
All right. First and foremost, I have to say that a lot of the steel pan players out there in the world, there's definitely a community of us, and we know about each other, and so I have to shout out those guys because I definitely wouldn't be here if it weren't for people like Liam Teague and Andy Narell and Bugsy Sharp and Ray Holman and all those great guys, and then the people that are my generation that are coming up, amazing like Victor Provost and Kareem the Dream and Andy Akio and Earl Brooks, and there's a lot of great players out there. Andre White.
I did preface that statement with one of the guys pressing the instrument forward.
So, yeah. But I will say with 100% certainty that I'm the only one that's playing this music because it's my original music. So I can say that without feeling any shame.
Sure.
But I guess when I first approached the instrument, I was already coming from a non-traditional place. I was studying modern composition and things like that. So I didn't have the same start through calypso or through like the steel band that most people may have had when they came into it. So when it comes to writing the music, you asked about like the approach to it. It just depends on the song. Sometimes it comes from how do I put this? It just comes from different ways. Sometimes I start with the chorus, sometimes I start with the rhythm, sometimes I start with the concept a lot of times. So it's hard to answer that question in that way. But for me, I always like to start with the concept. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing the steel pans, if I'm playing the saxophone. It doesn't matter what the instrument is. It doesn't matter if I'm writing for a symphony or for a string quartet, because this instrument is just like, I treat it just like if it were any other instrument, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
Sometimes from an outside perspective, people wonder, so because you play the steel pans, does that mean you approach writing differently? And I don't really approach the writing any differently than I would say if I were writing like a string quartet or anything like that.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And that is, I mean, I am not pretending to approach this from any sort of an expert perspective. I mean, I'm absolutely approaching this as a layman and trying to figure it out. As I'm sure, I mean, people don't look to Paste Magazine for the cutting edge in steel pan playing at all.
Right.
Like, this is awesome for us to be able to host you and find out about it, me at the same time as the audience as well. And so thank you for explaining it like that, man. It was a perfect explanation to that question.
Also, playing this instrument, people always see it as something that they saw on a cruise ship one time, or they were on the beach on their honeymoon and they saw a little steel band. They always have that kind of approach to it. But the steel pan is an instrument just like the violin or the piano or anything. We have all the notes that you can play on any of those instruments, and like to treat it as such. So I'm glad that if people are exposed to it through me, then that's cool.
Yeah, well, we're happy to use our platform to amplify your voice and your steel pans and get it out there to our audience too.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, it sounds great. Can you tell us a little bit about the third song that you're going to do off of Pillar?
Yes. So the third song is a tune called "How to Rebuild Your Battleship," and this is actually a perfect transition from the last song, which was "Cry," where I was talking about having a rough year. So I have this concept about a battleship, comparing a battleship to your life. So as in your life, you go out to do whatever job you do, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a musician going out on the road, you go out into the world, and as a battleship, you take some hits, you maybe run into an iceberg on one side of it, get some scratches, maybe you get a hole on the bottom of it and you got to patch it up, maybe some of the men fall overboard, maybe you lose some cannons off of your battleship, and then you go home to port, you patch it all up, get it all fixed up, because guess what? Next week you got to go back out there again and fight the battle again. So it's kind of like a metaphor for life, disguised as an instrumental song called "How to Rebuild Your Battleship."
Right. right. That sounded great. Guys, thank you for being here and for doing this today. And have a great show tomorrow night, Club Helsinki in Hudson, New York. You've got Nectar's in Burlington Saturday, Bridgeport, Connecticut Sunday, and then Johnny Brenda's in Philly on Monday. And the album is Pillar. It exists. It's out in the world on Rope-A-Dope right now. And, man, thank you so much for playing 3 songs off this album. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.